How do you know if you are a narcissist? Does a narcissist know they are one? Is there a narcissist test one can do?
There's about 5 to 6 tests out there that are designed to detect narcissism in its various ways. All of them have flaws, like I said, and it's not even fully the fault of the test because this is a very difficult thing to measure, right? We're trying to measure things that are not socially desirable, right? That's really tough to measure. So a lot of the narcissism tests will measure things like and some entitlement, assertiveness, self-importance that people may not find as offensive, but the research actually shows that narcissistic people overestimate their empathy and underestimate their negative effect on other people. They do not have a clear look at themselves. They really have an almost deluded sense of who they are and how they go through the world. So when a person says to me, I think I'm narcissistic, I always say, hold the presses. You need to tell me a little bit about you, because there's a lot of people out there who think of themselves as narcissistic because they're in relationships with narcissistic people who have told them over the years, you are such a selfish person, because this unfortunate person is doing simple things like saying, hey, could we go where I want to go for dinner once? Or, I want to talk about my feelings. And then their narcissistic partner saying, oh my gosh, you're so selfish. And they're really sort of indoctrinated into this idea or gaslighted into this idea that there's something narcissistic about them. Once we clear the decks of that, is there a subset of people out there who are narcissistic and are kind of in some awareness, like this might be who I am? Yes. And we call them self-aware narcissistic people. They're out there. Some of them view narcissism as their superpower. They say, like, don't take this away from me. This is why I've got the edge. This is why I closed the sale. This is why I'm the man. I had one client who was like, I'm the man. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you sound like a 6-year-old, but okay.
Do men come to you, women come to you and say, I am a narcissist?
Yes, I've had that happen. It's not common. I can count on one hand the number of times it's happened.
And did you agree with them?
In about an hour, yeah.
How did they figure out they were a narcissist? What were they saying?
They might have read my books, or more likely saw a YouTube video. They might have, sort of, again, seen my content. Someone might have said that to them, and then they looked it up on Google and they're like, that is kind of me. But they did in many ways rationalize it, saying, this is why I always close the deal. This is who I am. Like, what was it? Don't hate the player, hate the game. They would try that kind of stuff with me. And I'd say, but your behavior is offensive. Like, this is not okay. What you're doing, you're doing on an ongoing basis to your spouse or partner is not okay. And so they would have that awareness, like almost like from a checklist. Yeah, I don't care that much about people's feelings. And yeah, I guess I kind of think the rules don't apply to me. They'll have that awareness. It's pretty uncommon. Like I said, most narcissistic people veer into this idea of they overestimate their goodness and generosity, underestimate how negatively they're viewed by other people.